All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Max Immunity. We're just getting ready to get started here in just a minute. Wait for a couple people to get on before we get going on everything. So if you want to just chill out for just a little bit here, we're just getting ready to get everything rolling with our new format of our new webinar on Facebook Live and on YouTube here. So bear with us just a little bit. We'll give a couple people a chance to get on, and then we'll get started. All right, everybody. We're going to get started here with our Max Immunity Workshop. Welcome to this new format. I know this is new for some of you guys. It's definitely new for me here too, so bear with us. A little different going through this versus in live. I definitely prefer a live audience, a little more interaction, a lot more fun, but we do have a spot on here where you can post comments and I can answer those. If I don't answer them during the broadcast here, I will respond back to them later in the post there. We're also going to give a chance for you. You can email us, a bunch of other things here too to make sure that you get all your questions answered here tonight. So since you don't get a chance to just live ask me and answer them, but I will try and answer some of these actually during the broadcast here. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to say we're trying something new, kind of our new approach. We're going to get started with a little bit more about me here. So, and what we're going to get doing as we go through Max Immunity. So here we go. Let me try this, make sure it flips over. And here we go. Just me, I've been practicing for 16 years now. It's kind of crazy how fast time flies. I've worked with Olympic athletes, professional level athletes. This is what we're going to talk about tonight is obviously very timely when we talk about your immune system. This is what I've been teaching people for many years. This is I'm going to teach you exactly what me and my family do, exactly how we go through about our daily lives. So we want to make sure that you're able to have all those tips and tricks as we go through everything with that. So let me see here. Try and get this working for us. There we go. So this is our mission. We want to empower you. We want to live a longer, healthier life. We want to do it through the 5 essentials and through core corrective chiropractic care. We want to, how we get people healthy and well. That's obviously our mission. How do we get people healthy and well? And we do that through the chiropractic lifestyle. That's a big part of it. We do it through nutrition, through movement. Exercise, we're going to be covering that. We're going to be covering nutrition. Actually, how we actually even approach the disease process itself. That's going to be the big thing that we're going to be talking about tonight as we go into your immune system. We are much and what we believe and how we live our lives, and that's where I'm going to share tonight how we go about that and what that means. When we go about our, we're definitely cause oriented. We're not disease oriented. So we're proactive. We believe in being proactive, not just being reactive. There are times and places for everything. When we talk about tonight, everything I mentioned tonight, this is not meant to, my disclaimer, this is not meant to replace your recommendations from any of your other medical professional. If you have questions about that, I highly recommend consulting with them. We're here to help you, and we're going to give you many resources here along the way to be able to ask questions. So if you do have any questions, feel free to put them up here right in the comment section, and we'll be following up with those here. So with this new format, like I said, bear with me as I'm learning how to do some of this as we go. But tonight we're going to talk about your immune system and your natural immune system response. Now, when we talk about this, it's not just about your genetics and how your body functions with that, but actually we're going to get into I believe that we were not meant to live in fear. that we have these built-in mechanisms to protect ourselves on a daily basis from whatever that may be out there. And we know right now there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of people are very scared about what is out there right now. And my job today is not to preach to you about COVID-19 or the coronavirus. That's not what we're trying to. We're talking about actually how your immune system works. We're going to talk about exactly what do you need to do to make sure that you have a strong immune system so that you can handle anything that comes your way, no matter what it may be, whether the flu, whatever, and how that you can handle it best. So I believe that we have these built-in mechanisms to protect ourselves, to survive. Now, we're not meant to live in bubbles. A lot of us, we're not meant to just live in this completely everything sanitary, everything around us. We're just living in this tiny little bubble and nothing ever affects us. That's not how we're meant to live. It'd actually be impossible to live in that way. So when we go about that, we actually, what do we do? What do we live? So we have these natural barriers. We have our skin. Yeah, that's what's going to protect us in so many ways. We have mucus linings. We have our lymph nodes. All these things that are built into us to help protect our body as we go. We have all different types of cells. We have macrophages. We have T cells, natural killer cells. These things are what protect us on a daily basis to help us get through whatever we're going through on a daily basis. So it's actually ludicrous to actually even think about that we could create an environment where there is no bacteria or viruses. That's just impossible. We can never create an environment in that sterile of an environment. We're surrounded. You actually have about approximately 6 trillion cells in your body that are yours. You actually have about 60 trillion bacteria and about 300 trillion viruses in your body right now at this time. There's more of them than there are of us. So we can't eliminate them. Actually, we need them to survive. And so there's a different way of thinking about things than what you may be hearing on the news, or you may be hearing from even some other professionals. We're talking about your body was made perfectly. God didn't mess up when he made you. God doesn't make junk. He created us to survive. He created us to live. And this is something that, and we're not meant to be feared and fearing these bacteria, these viruses, these germs, if you will. So I want to start off on these two kind of points here that we agree with to start off, that our body was meant to heal, and that we have these built-in defense systems to protect us on a daily basis. So that's our agreement that we're starting off with on those two basic parts there. So when we look at this is the equation that we've been led to believe, that the germ plus us, the host, equals this response. And it's all focused on this germ equals this response in our body. And that's what we've been taught to live in. And so we're going to talk about this concept of sickness. First of all, we don't use the word, in my family, we don't say that we're sick. We may be expressing symptoms. Now, I know it sounds a little different, but you're expressing symptoms. What does that mean when we say that, we're not sick, we're expressing symptoms? Well, first of all, is a fever a good thing or a bad thing? Let's think about that for a second. Is a fever a good thing? If you have a fever, puking, diarrhea, runny nose, are those good things or bad things? Those are actually signs of health. That means your body's doing what it's supposed to. It's ridding your body of some toxin, some horrible thing. If you go out and have way too much to drink, your body's going to throw up, right? Because it's your body getting that toxins out of you, because that that's going to cause you more harm if that stays in you. So your body naturally wants to get those things out. If you have some bad food, you have some bad fish, you're going to either have diarrhea or you're going to throw up, because you want to get those things out of your body. You don't want to keep that in. That would be a much, much worse scenario if you didn't get rid of those. So this is the key, is you want to make sure you're getting rid of those things. That's when your body is doing the right thing. It's our philosophy that's how your body should work. That's how your body is meant to work. The philosophy we teach our kids, we teach our kids these things, but they go to school, they see TV, and they're told constantly that germs make you sick. Like you said, we can't avoid germs, and there's definitely things that are factors that are out of our control. But tonight we want to focus on what we can control, and that's the host, and that's you. And we're going to get to that in just a second. So, yeah, and when you're having these symptoms, when you're having that runny nose, when you're puking, when you feel icky, you don't feel good. We've all been there. We've all had that. My family's had that. My kids have had those at times. But that is actually a good response. We know it does it feel good? No. Do we enjoy it? No, but thank God we have those responses, because those are strong immune responses to make sure that our immune system is working. That means it's doing what it's supposed to do. So, like I said, this is what we've been led to believe is this germ plus us, the host, equals this response. So we're led to believe that this germ equals this response. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. What does that mean here? So, but I believe there's a missing part to this. So what that means is, so first of all, I want you to, we're the missing part. We're the host is the missing part. But you ever think about this? You go to, if your kids are in school, like my kids, you know, every once in a while you get a letter that, someone in the class has been diagnosed with influenza B, or someone in the class has been diagnosed with hand, foot, and mouth, or something like that. And do you ever wonder why only one kid or two kids get it and not the whole entire classroom, when they've all been playing together for the last how many weeks? They've handed papers in together. It's the same teacher, that they've been using all the same stuff. They're hugging each other. They're playing with the same ball on the playground. They're eating the same lunches, a lot of them. We try to take most of our kids, send them with our own food instead sometimes. But we're doing all these same things, but you ever think, why is one and not the other? Even you look at like a crowded bus or a subway. You ever been on one of this? How is it not every single person in there? I mean, look at these people. They're crammed in like sardines, shoulder to shoulder, right against each other. If it was the germ that got us, why isn't everyone completely wiped out? And I know that's a lot of the fear that's out there right now, is that you're going to be, contract this and you're going to die. Don't get me wrong. Not to minimize this in any way, shape, or form. You do need to take your health serious. You do need to follow guidelines and make sure that you are doing things to keep yourself healthy. But there's so much fear out there, and no trust in yourself, and no faith in the body that God created inside you, this healing process inside you. So we look at why is it? We all have the same thing, but even in your family, you can have this. Your family, everybody ate the same food. But why did one person get sick and not the others? And so we look at the host. We look at yourself. Look at your body. Why doesn't everyone get sick? So we want to focus on, like we said, the host here. So with the germ, we look at, this is where the world is focused on the germ. We're focused on the germs. We're focused on the antibiotics, the vaccines, the living in that bubble, the bathing ourselves in hand sanitizer all day long. Which in our office, we're practically following patients around, cleaning up, sanitizing everything right after them. I'm washing tables down between each patient, washing my hands. You just practically feel like I'm dousing myself in hand sanitizer nowadays, and Lysol wipes. But this is the type of stuff we're doing. I'm probably more toxic now than I've ever been, just because of some of this. But this is all to follow guidelines to make sure that people are safe, make sure that people are healthy. And here, so let's try to get into this. What does this mean? But it's not just about the germ. So we want to focus on the host today. So that's what we're going to focus on. But when we do this, we have to ask some better questions when we do this. So the host is what's usually getting ignored. This is the part of the equation that we're not talking about enough. Now, this whole time we've been talking about washing hands so we don't spread this germ, and trying to avoid this germ, and staying, a certain distance away, and social distancing and all this and that. But what is being told for us to help build ourselves up, to make ourselves stronger, to be able to fight off any of these things, to be able to have that titanium immune system, be able to have that defense system? That's not being talked about very much. And that's our goal tonight, is to talk about what can you do for yourself to make sure that you're not a suitable host, to make sure that you're a strong host, not a weak host, where that germ has a chance to make a difference in your life, to affect that outcome. If you're a strong host, that germ doesn't stand a chance. So we're going to go over what that looks like for you. So, but to do that, we need to ask better questions. How do we improve the host? Well, first we look at the immune system. We have to challenge it. It's just like a muscle. It has to be exercised. We have to move it. We have to challenge our immune system on a regular basis. If we're not challenged, that's when we start having problems. For example, look at, say a farm kid. I knew when I grew up, in the summer, a lot of times I was barefoot a lot of the time, running around. I was in the dirt, all those things. I've had patients that come in that in the summer that I swear the only time they put shoes on is when they came into my office. They're dirty. They've got that stuff. They've been out. You can tell they've been out playing all day long, and that's great. And that's how we create that strong immune system. We have to be exposed for it. If we never get challenged, if we just lived in a bubble, those are the kids that have much bigger problems later on. It's very important that we expose ourselves. Unfortunately, now we don't get to get exposed to things like I was when I was a kid, like chicken pox, and that we don't see that near as much anymore. And because of that, our immune systems are not strong enough to be able to handle a lot of these things. Even Dr. Bruce Lipton even talks about how when we are exposed to the flu virus, our body creates this memory and knows how to fight this off. Now it's a new strain. Usually it's modified a little bit each time. But our body has this memory and is able to handle it, and we can handle it much, much better. Now, this new one's a little bit different, but our body, the stronger your immune system, the better chance you have to fight it off. And when we look at as a host, how are we making that? How are we protecting ourselves? And if we're not doing these things, if we're not exposing ourselves to some of these things, these mild things in the beginning, what are we doing in the future? What does that look like? We're actually sacrificing by the sake of just trying to protect right now. Long term, we're causing bigger problems and a weaker immune system. So we need to make sure that we're stronger. So again, the germ plus the host equals the outcome. And now there's never been a better time than right now to focus on the host, to focus on your health. Think about it right now. There's more people that have more free time now than ever before. Everybody, the entire world right now is focused on health. Everyone is fearful right now that some person that's not well might be next to them or be around them. Now's the time to focus on your health and improve that. And there's so many things you can do. And that's where we're going to go through and what are the things that you need to do to make yourself a strong host, not a suitable host for that germ. So as we look through that, we're going to look at, just checking in my notes here, making sure I'm not missing anything here. I totally believe it's appropriate that you should be playing in the dirt. It's okay to get dirty. It's okay to even not wash your hands sometimes, and do those things. As long as you don't have like feces on them or something like that. But you want to make sure that your body, we have good normal hygiene. We do those type things, but it's okay to get dirty. It's okay to be around those things. Some scary things that some parents are even afraid to even kiss their kids goodnight right now. And it's so much fear out there. I'm telling you right now, kiss your kids goodnight. That's so important for so many reasons. So next I want to look at we fear that someone being unwell. But when we're going to talk about this as we go into next year. So this is one thing we're doing. So I want to make sure that everybody has a chance for this. So what we're going to do in my office, we're going to do right now, we're doing free virtual health consultation. So if you have some questions, some concerns about your health, this is the perfect time. We're doing these free consultations. I don't care what's going on. We're set aside 15 minutes for everybody. We have a link that Carmela's posting below here for anybody and everybody. All you need to do is just click on this link, fill it out. There's a couple of just check off the box for what's appropriate to you. And we will get back to you and set up a time to do that, where I will meet with you. We can do it either virtually like this, or we can do it on the phone and go over whatever was going on with you. And we can go over in detail, what are your concerns, what's happening with you, and then give you those tips. What are things that you can do better for yourself, individually for you? And we'll talk about that in detail. But now, like I said, there's no better time than right now. There's more people have time now to spend on their health. So many people are doing the exact opposite. They're sitting on the couch, watching Netflix, not moving, eating junk food, eating the frozen pizzas and takeout food constantly. Their health is doing the exact opposite is what it should be. So we want to focus on our health and do something about it right now. So when we do these, we're going to do these free health consultations. So if you're worried, like I said, have a concern, there's that link here. We're going to over all that. Even if we're even going to have a link here, I'm going to put up our website here, if I can get to it here. If it'll play. There we go. So here's our website. If you have, if you actually even want to schedule an appointment, you can go right through there. We have a link on there. I'm going to give you a couple other things. I'm going to actually put in my email address if you have questions for me that you're not comfortable asking on this and you don't want to do one of the virtual consults, that we can go directly through to you on that way. So as we get into this, I want to go into our next one here. So this is going to be how we go about this. So these are the 5 essentials. These are the keys to being healthy. These are the keys to living that healthy life. So this is our roadmap to health success as we go about that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about these are, as you look at the core chiropractic, we're talking about nutrition. We're talking about mindset, how important that is. That's one that gets left off a lot. We're talking about movement, exercise, oxygenation, and also minimizing those toxins that we're all exposed to on a daily basis. But the first one I want to get into here is mindset. And this is so important. This is probably even the most important of all, but it's the thing that gets neglected the most. And we look at our mindset. So I have kind of 3 tips. I want to go through this here. We're talking about the different things, the words and thoughts that you have and how important this is and how it affects everything you do. I want you to watch your words, watch what you're saying. Your words create your reality. And so it's just a quote from one of my mentors, Dr. Majors. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So your mindset is key and is so vital in everything that you do. So watch the words you're saying. Are you saying that you're anxious, that you're fearful, that you're stressed, your tension, focusing on lack of? So many people are right here, right now. You're anxious. The kids are trying to get your attention. You're turning around. What? I need that. I'm stressed right now. Don't bother me right now. I know there's some people that are doing that right now. That are in that place. Or are your words of hope and abundance and peace and joy and love? Are those the words that you're sharing? Watch your words. This is so important. Watch what you're telling yourself and what you're telling others. Right now is we're teaching our kids how to act, how to be around. We're actually are blessed right now because we have this extra time with our families. We're around our kids more because they're not in school, and a lot of us are at home more often. I'm actually working a little bit more here in the office, it seems like, because we've extended our hours to help other people out that maybe don't want to come in during other patient hours because they're concerned about things. I'm doing home visits with patients, and we spread all of our appointments out. So I'm working a little bit more, it seems like, right now, but our kids are home more and we're able to spend more quality time with them because we're not running to different events constantly right now, because a lot of those things are actually closed down. So we're going to go these 3 tips I have for you for your mindset. Number 1, sleep. Sleep is so important. You should be getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night in like cave-like darkness. This is put your phone away. Put your phone as far away from you as possible. No lights. Pull, if there's lights or something, pull the curtains so that the light's not coming in. Not a TV, not a night light. Those things going on. This is when our melatonin production is so important, and when this happens, especially between the hours of 10 and 2, this is when your body's producing that melatonin. This is when your body's recovering. This is when your body's healing the most, is when you're sleeping. So your sleep is so important. Now, I get it. I understand. If you have a small child, a lot of times they don't let you do that, right? I mean, I have 2 kids at home. I know what that's been like. Actually, right now, I had last night, I didn't get the sleep like I wanted to because my dog was up on my bed, crowding me out of my spot on the bed. And I felt bad because I just found out yesterday she has a torn ACL. So I didn't want to kick her off the bed. So I get it. My sleep was not quite what I wanted it to be last night, but I'm not complaining because I know what that is. That was my own doing. But your sleep is so important. So focus on your sleep. Make sure you're getting at least your 7 to 8 hours of good rest every night. Number 2, we want a daily gratitude. This is so easy to do, but so few people do it. We need to be pouring into ourselves on a daily basis. What are you grateful for? I try and, before my head leaves the pillow, I try and get into that mindset and being grateful for what's going on in my life and what's happening. I also take time to write down every morning, write down, things. There's so many different little journals, gratitude journals that you could use. Ben Greenfield, what's her name? Hollis. There's just so many of them out there. These, gratitude journals. I highly encourage you to write it down, because when you write things down, it sticks in your brain that much more. So, and it makes you think about it that much more. So write it down if you can. But a lot of us, you may think you didn't have time for this, but you've just gained time in your day. We had this commute that you had to do. You had 5 minutes to work, 5 minutes from back home. You have 10 more minutes in your day that you can actually focus on gratitude and what you're able to do and what you have and how blessed you are in your life. So I highly encourage you, focus on your gratitude, not that lack like we were talking about before. Third step, fact over fear. When I look at true facts, yes, there's a ton of fear out there. And just for perfect example, just for easy numbers, these are not the exact numbers. But we look at, right now, we look at this COVID-19, less than 1% right now. Is actually less than 1% fatality rate. But when we look at those numbers, but let's say 1% right now, and that can sound really scary. 1% of people are dying of something. Or we can look at it, there's a 99% survival rate. I don't know about you, but if someone tells me there's a less than a 1% chance of rain, I'm not going to grab an umbrella. I'm going to go out and do what I was going to do. That's not going to change what I was going to do by that 1%. So putting things in perspective, because your thoughts create your reality. So how are you thinking about things? How are you processing these things? Your mindset is so vital when we look at this. And because of this, now we're going to move into your nutrition and how important that is as we go about this. Now, nutrition, I'm not going to go into a complete huge whole breakdown, because we could talk about a whole workshop just on nutrition. But most of you that are patients, most of you that are watching, you already know what to do. It's time to do it. It's time to give yourself a kick in the butt and do the things that you know you need to do. Even though I know some of you out there are not patients and maybe have never heard some of these things tonight, but you know things that you can do right now, this minute, to improve your nutrition. And I can tell you what, there's not a lack of healthy food in the grocery store right now. You go to the organic fruits and vegetables, they're still there. Now the frozen pizzas and and all this other stuff and all that, and Doritos, all that stuff's, little low on in the store and missing toilet paper, but the healthy foods, the organic fruits and vegetables, the things that you should be eating are still there. And so make sure that you're eating more of those things. Get on those things. A lot of you guys have just been dragging your feet. Here's the time to do it. Yeah. For the sake of being able to handle everything that's out there, it's not just about improving your nutrition just to try and lose some weight and fit into that swimsuit because it's getting nicer out and we're thinking about those things. So this is about creating health and vitality in your life, not just feeling better, functioning better, healing better, being able to handle everything that comes your way. I don't know about you, but if I'm not feeling good, that's when I start to focus on nutrition even more. That's when it's time to really dive deep into it. And that's when I really focus on what's going on. Clean up that your diet. I know right now we're going into Easter here this week. Easter candy, all those type things. Actually, there's two ways to look at this. We can say, oh, it's Easter, all this Easter candy out there. Or we can say, hey, you know what? This is great because we're not having all these big gatherings right now. So you're not going to have all these big food celebrations. You're not going to have all these things where you're going to be surrounded by, all this food that's bad for you. This is your opportunity to make sure that there's only good food around you and you don't have those other excuses. This is that time to be able to do this. So this is a blessing right now to be able to have this time to just share with just intimate time with your family, pouring good things into yourselves. And when we talk about nutrition, we can't talk about nutrition without sugar. This is the biggest thing. Just cut it out. Get rid of it. Get rid of sugar. Now, sugar has to go now. Now's the time. Cut that sugar out. Get rid of that candy. Just throw it in the trash. Get it out of there right now. And so this sugar is what makes you a weak host. What makes you susceptible to that germ. So make sure you're cutting out that sugar. That's one of the first things you can do, the easiest things you can do. And if nothing else, just for the reason that right now, if you're eating more sugar, that actually decreases the effectiveness of your macrophages and your T cells, which are huge parts of your immune system. So eating sugar lowers your immune system. So if you're sitting around watching Netflix, eating all these sugars, and when I say sugars, I mean bread, not just candy, not just soda, anything that ends in ose. So if you're looking at your bottle of whatever, I might use water bottle here, but reading the label, if there's anything with an ose in it, there's sugar, you got to get rid of it. Cut it out. Now's the time to do that. Yes, I know some of us are so addicted to sugar. Sugar is more addictive than improved, more addictive than cocaine. So I get it. Sugar is hard. I love sugar too. Believe me, here's a little personal thing about me. When I was in college, I used to drink a 6-pack of Mountain Dew and a half a cake pan of Fruity Pebble bars. Not Rice Krispie bars, Rice Krispie bars made with Fruity Pebbles instead. I used to do that in the summer when I was working construction. Now, if I continued that process, I'd be diabetic or dead right now. I get it. I love sweet things too, but you got to cut this stuff out. Okay. This is one of the basic things. We know cancer feeds on sugar. We got to get rid of the sugar. That's one of the first things to do. It decreases your immune system. When you're feeling bad, that's the time to really tighten up on your nutrition, really focus on those, eating those raw foods, getting rid of those processed foods, stay away from even the Sara Lee whole grain bread. It's got to go. Anything, like I said, anything that ends in ose. So what we're recommending right now is that a lot of you patients already know the advanced plan. If it's in the Align Your Health book on page 167. So if all you patients should already have that book. If you don't, we have them here in the office. If you're not a patient, you don't have one of the books, get a hold of us. We'll make sure you can get one. We'll show you how to do that. You can either go to our website, you can do that. Those are all things that you can do. But what the advanced plan, what does that look like? So first thing you're doing, you're going to try and cut out all sugars and anything that turns to sugar in your body. So you're cutting out the breads, you're cutting out the pastas, you're cutting all that. I know that sounds hard. Some of you guys are overwhelmed with that, but now's the time to focus in on that. Now's the easiest time to do that. When we do that, what we want to do is we want to clean up your meats too. This is so important. Clean up your meats, your proteins. You want to make sure that they're grass-fed, organic meats that you're putting in your body. Free-range chicken. Those are the things that you're focusing on your meats. You want to eat lots of good fats. Getting rid of the trans fats, all those bad fats, vegetable oil, getting rid of all those things. Eating nothing but good fats, coconut oil, avocados. Those are those good fats we want in our body. So make sure you're filling yourself up on those, not that bad stuff, not that Totino's frozen pizza that's in your freezer. Get rid of that stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the actual computer here, but we can't do anything with this without your gut. Your gut is so important when we talk about your immune system. Over 70% of your immune system is in your gut. This is why it's so important that your gut is functioning well, that you're getting the right things in there. And so if you're filling it with crap, that trans fats, those sugars, etc., now's the time to clean it up. So I want to give you a couple things, some good supplements, things like that can help fill out. Garlic is huge. It can actually decrease your one real good thing about garlic. It can actually decrease your chance of illness by 60%, and it also decreases your duration of any illness by 70%. So really big there. Oil of oregano is a really good one. Also, mushrooms, good. Vitamin D. Your raw fruits, your raw vegetables. Now's the time to really get them. That's always really good for your gut. Your fermented fruits, fermented foods, kombucha, things like that. Kimchi, sauerkraut. That help get those good bacteria, good probiotics in your gut. That's going to help so much. Those citrus fruits. Those are the things that citrus fruits that help to neutralize those free radicals that are in your body. Those are the things we want to be focusing on as we go through all that. So again, like I said, if you have any questions about this, I can answer more specific questions about you specifically. If you want to do one of those virtual consults, again, all you got to do is click on the link that's down below. They should be able to help you with that here. And we'll get you all set up with that. Also, you can email me. I'll put my email address up here for you guys right here. So if you have questions for me, you want to email me. I'm your guys' resource here. I want to be your resource. I want to help you out in any way I possibly can. Here's my email, real simple, askdrdietz@gmail.com. So easy to remember. So that's up there. So if you guys need to write that down, take that down. That's that. So now we've been talking about nutrition. We're talking about your gut. So we're actually going to get into your supplementation right now. So I'm going to go to some key supplements to think about. Big one. A lot of you guys know that. I know a lot of my patients know this already. Vitamin D3. But even more importantly, vitamin D3 with probiotics, because vitamin D3 is essential. We all need this for our body, for your immune system. It's so important. And the best way to get this, and again, the best way to get any nutrition, I'll always say the best way is through your food. So that we always get that through our food first. Food is best, then you supplement with the rest. Okay. But vitamin D3, we get this, our body will naturally produce this through sunlight. So we need approximately 40% of our skin exposed to sunlight for approximately 45 minutes to an hour every day. Now, yes, it's getting nicer out there, but most of us have not had that here in Iowa for quite a while. And most of us probably won't for a while, especially that amount of skin exposure for that long. So we need to supplement. Vitamin D3 is huge. But what we found out when you put probiotics, the good probiotics with that quality vitamin D3 supplement, your numbers skyrocket. They go up tremendously. So really want to focus on that. That's one of the great things that you can do for your body right there. Vitamin D3 with probiotics. Vitamin C. Almost everybody knows vitamin C is good for you. Now you want to make sure you're getting good quality vitamin C. Yes, raw fruits and vegetables have that in there, but I want you to stay away from like orange juice. Necessarily, there's a ton of sugar in orange juice. Unless you're squeezing it yourself, you want to try and stay away from things like that. I'd rather have you just actually have the actual fruit itself. It has that sugar in it, but yeah, it's that fiber, and there's where part of that sugar comes from. So vitamin C is huge for you in so many different ways. Even IV high dose vitamin C has been shown to help prevent a lot of reverse a lot of cancers, prevent a lot of cancers, a lot of other illnesses. They're even seeing things about that here with the illness that's going on currently. So vitamin C is huge on that. Vitamin A also very important as we go through. Your vitamin A helps you cytocarotenoids. You get a lot of that like through spinach. It can help. That's what helps protect your cell membranes. It also decreases as you age. So that's why it's that much more important to supplement that. So as we look at we look at some of those other supplements. Zinc is another good one. That actually helps supposedly stops the replication of a virus. So that's why that's a good one. You're seeing a lot right now about elderberry. That's a really good, excuse me, thing that you can help supplement in your diet. Also, as we look at that, obviously we talk about supplements are important. We need to supplement. Unfortunately, we're not getting enough of those good things through our food. Ideally, we would get all of our nutrients we need through the food that we're eating, but most of us are not getting near enough. So we want to focus on getting some good quality supplements in there. So what we've done, we actually even have our immune boosting bundle here in our office. We actually have, shows a couple of those things, like probiotics, like I said, garlic, vitamin D, even daily defense. These are all great things. We actually even have in sales here in our office right now. Anything, the immune boosting supplements are all 15% off right now in our office at this moment. If you're not a patient, you want to get some quality supplements, you can go to our website. Well, Carmela's going to post the link for you right now, so that you can go right to our store. You can get any supplements you like right from there and delivered right to your house. Also, these are the things that we can go over a lot more specific for your needs. If with those virtual consultations like I was mentioning, where I can talk about what's going on with you, because it all depends on what's going on with you. What are your concerns? How old are you? What are your symptoms? What are your age, your weight? All those things are big factors in how much of a supplement you should be taking and how frequently you're taking it. And then as we look into nutrition, your diet, all the other things that you're also doing with that. Next, I want to get into exercise. Exercise is so important when we talk about this. We have to get outside. So you need to get outside, get some exercise. Exercise is one of the easiest things you can possibly do. It was just gorgeous the last couple of days. Get out there, get a walk in at minimum. But kind of my litmus test, if you're doing a good enough workout, is if you're breaking a sweat. If you're not breaking a sweat, you need to up it a little bit more. You need to challenge yourself. Just like you talked about, if you want to grow a muscle, you got to work it. You got to exercise it. You got to challenge it. This is also how we oxygenate our body. And when we're breathing heavy, this is how we're getting this oxygen in here. Things like cancer can't survive in an oxygen-rich environment. So we want to make sure we're getting enough oxygen in our body. This is also going to help our heart, make it stronger. That's the strongest muscle we have in our body. It's used the most. So we want to make sure you're using it. You're pumping that blood. You're working your body. Now, if you have, again, specific questions about you and you don't know how you're going to go about it, what do you need to do? That's exactly why we have these consultations set up for you guys. Movement is key. It helps circulate the lymph. It helps you deal with whatever's going on. Talk about oxygenation. Like I said, are you sweating enough? You should sweat. Kind of a little mantra is that you should sweat every day. Now, it doesn't mean it's crazy, 500 burpees every day. This is, okay, what are you doing to push yourself, make yourself just a little bit better every day, challenge yourself a little bit, sweat just a little bit every day. That's helping your body detox, going through that. And anybody can do these. And we're going to show you how. We actually have videos on our Facebook if you want. We have some on our YouTube. You can do the Max T3. There's tons of other things, other workout things, but you should sweat every day. And so I have some tips and tricks I can give for you here, more specifically for you, if we do one of those consults by this. But in the sunshine, this is so important for us right now. Get out, get in that sunshine. Do your workout outside. Go for a walk. Be out in that fresh air. I know a lot of people are scared to be outside of their house right now. It's okay. We're supposed to be outside. Governor Reynolds talked about how she's not closing down the parks and these trails because this is exactly where we're supposed to be. Where kids are supposed to be outside playing. They're supposed to be out exercising. We're supposed to be out spending time with our family. Yeah, it's actually really cool. The last couple of days, I'm driving down the road. I see more people out on the sidewalk, walking around, doing things than I have in a long time. This is exciting. This is what we should be doing. This is the perfect time to do it. Why not? I know some of the forecasts for the weather this weekend aren't quite as nice, but get outside, be part of it, spend that family time together, be outside, do those things. There's no reason not to get outside. Like I said, it's a huge blessing right now. More people outside, get that sunshine, get that vitamin D3. Now, stress. Now, we all have stress. This is probably the most stressful time you've ever had right now, where your work environment's totally changed. You're stressed about the economy. You're stressed about finances. You're stressed about the kids not being in school. You're stressed about all these different things. We have all these different types of stresses. Plus, we have this physical stress. We have chemical stress. We have emotional stress that we're all dealing with. Now, you can't completely escape stress, but you can, and we can teach you how you deal with that. What do you do to manage that stress? So when you stress your immune system, again, you're getting stress from those, more those words, those MSNBC. We're spending more time sitting behind computer screens probably now than we even did before. And look at our work environment, how this has changed. Our work environment the physical stress has changed from sitting at an ergonomic desk where you're sitting there on the computer in a proper chair to a laptop at the kitchen table. And we've turned into this, and we're on our phones, and we're doing all this, and we're at home more, and we're in that position constantly. We're not standing up and going to the water cooler, standing up, doing all these other things. You're stuck behind the computer screen longer than ever before. So we want to make sure that you're changing that up. I'm sure a lot of you guys have even heard sitting is the new smoking. So this is those things. Get up, move around. Movement is so key. Help breaking up that stress. Don't be stuck behind that computer screen all day. I tell people you should be getting up every 15 minutes. Just get up, go to the kitchen, grab a glass of water, drink that glass of water, come sit down. You do that in every 15 minutes, guess what? You're going to have to go to the bathroom once in a while too. Your body's detoxing. You're filling yourself with good stuff. Those are the things you should do. Not get up and go to the refrigerator and grab some food. Don't be doing that. Go get a glass of water, drink that water, sit down, go back to work. Check on the kids, maybe see how they're doing, make sure they're not getting in trouble, right? Yeah, they got some of that going on right now. So we want to make sure we're doing that. And so then we're going to talk about how this affects our body and our mindset. So it's something called biopsychology, excuse me. So this is a study of the brain, how it works with the neurotransmitter, and how it actually affects our behavior, our feelings, everything. And how it actually can affect our frontal cortex can actually shrink, depends on the stress levels that we have and how we process those things around us. So we look at where is our posture, because your structure determines your function. And your nervous and your structure essentially determines how your body works, how your nervous system works. Because we know your nervous system controls everything. So your nervous system controls every part of your body, and your nervous system is what influences your immune system. So if you want your immune system to be strong, you got to have a strong nervous system. And this is exactly this is exactly a statement that we're sharing with everybody right now, that your nervous system and your immune system are interconnected. Chiropractic care and adjustments work to remove inflammation and interference from the nervous system, allowing better communication and activation of your immune system. So getting adjusted, doing your home care. If now's the time, get that extra adjustment in. Now's the time. If you haven't been doing your home care, start doing your home care. Dust it, get it out, dust it off, start doing it. Get back on track on those things. Now's the time to do that. If you can't find it, you need a new one, come into the office. We have extra ones. We'll give it to you at a discount. But do your home care. Be doing those things that are helping you improve your structure on a daily basis, which improves your nervous system and improves your immune system. If you're not a patient, we actually have those times you can sign up for one of those consults. We can talk to you. You can actually go to our website, schedule an appointment. We can get in and we'll get you checked out, make sure you have everything that you need for you specifically. Next, I wanted to get into, and this is actually why. So this should really encourage a lot of you patients right now. So the study was done that showed that chiropractic patients that were under regular care for 5 years had found that they're 200% greater immune system competence than those who had not received the chiropractic care. So regular care for 5 years, your immune system was essentially 200% stronger. I don't know about you, but why wouldn't you do that? That is so huge. And I think about so many people that walk in here every day. I have patients that have been with me for almost 10 years now. And think of how much better off they are right now because they've been living this lifestyle that we're talking about and implementing all these things that we've been doing along the way here. Their immune system is stronger. They've been living this chiropractic lifestyle. They've been getting their adjustments, doing their home care, making better choices with their nutrition, exercising. These are the things that really separate yourself apart. And this is why I actually regularly have patients come in and I've actually have patients complain because everybody else is sick and they're not. And the patients are upset because they're doing everybody else's work and they don't get that time off like everybody else is getting. So make sure you're doing the right things to make sure that your body is functioning and healing at 100%. These are some warning signs that your body isn't. This is by no means a complete list, but there's so many things that are going on. If you're having headaches, if you're having neck pain, if you're dizziness, you're fatigued a lot, depression, and this is one I'm really worried about right now with this social distancing. A lot of people staying in the house, being isolated more with depression is definitely on the rise. Numbness and tingling in your hands. And just think about it. Like I said, when you're in that posture, that forward head posture, looking down, that's compressing those nerves going right down your shoulders, your arms. That's also the same nerves that goes to your heart and your lungs. We need those organs to be functioning and healing like they were meant to. Even in your upper back, we talk about acid reflux, heartburn. You've talked about food intolerances, issues, not able to handle certain types of foods. Even talk about ear infections in little kids. We see that more often. But even allergies right now, a lot of people it's not just people are the same symptoms they're having for COVID-19 if they're having allergy 2020. This is a lot of these same symptoms that people are having. Asthma, trouble breathing. This is something a lot of people struggle with. Trouble sleeping. These are all things that we see. And a lot of times and we don't treat these things. This is not what I focus on are these things, but these are the things that people get better with when their nervous system is functioning better. And so that's our job, is to remove those subluxations, allow your body to function and heal like it was meant to. Your body was created perfectly. It doesn't need any help, just nothing in the way. So that's what we do here is we focus on corrective care. Actually, how do we fix the problem? It said if you've been under care, get under care. If you're a former patient, an old patient that hasn't been in for a while, get in here. We'll take care of you. If you're going to another chiropractor, great, awesome. Get in there. Get to your chiropractor. You need to get adjusted. Make sure that your nervous system is functioning the best it can. I know there's even some that have even shut down here locally. If you can't get in there, call us. We'll get you in. We'll help you in the meantime until they open back up again. We just want to be that resource. We want to help you guys out as you go through this whole thing. So I'm going to show you my email. So if you have any questions for me personally that you don't want to ask here on this throughout the comments, you can do that. But also, click on that link to be able to set up your free virtual consult with us here. Wanted to get into just a couple more things here with this. So here's your action steps. So right now we're doing this for foreseeable COVID-19, we'll call it, future. It's our friends and family discount. What we're doing right now is we're going to do is includes your exam, your consultation, and any necessary x-rays that we would need to take at that time. All that is 50% off. So that's only $75. That's going to cover all that. Where we're going to do a full exam with you. Orthopedic tests, neurological tests, bilateral weight scales, posture, range of motion, palpation, find out what's going on with you. We do a complete consultation, complete history with you. We go over exactly what that and what are your goals? What are you hoping to get out of this? And then find out what's going on with you, and most importantly, what do you need to do about it? So that's what we're doing right now. Here's your action steps. You can go ahead and do that. You can do that either through that virtual consultation. You can do it through going through our website. You can call our office, 319-393-1555, or you can, or you can just even email me and we get back to you. So we got all those things going through. So tons of different ways that you can get in contact with us. So again, you're doing those free consultations. The time is now. If you're going to do something about your health, I implore you, if you're going to take anything away from today, action. Take action. Do something new. Everyone knows there's something that I talked about that you can do better. Whether it be your mindset, whether it be your nutrition, whether it be exercise. Do what you can do now and do it wherever you're at, wherever your starting point. That's okay, but do something now. Now's the time. Now's the time to take action and be the person that you are meant to be and be able to make a difference in not just your life, but in the lives of people around you. So with that, that's what I want to go over tonight. I'm going to quick look and see on some of the comments if we weren't able to answer all of them here. Okay, it looks like we're good. Looks like we answered almost the comments that were up there right now. So with that, like I said, you can just fill out that link, go to that link to get the consult with me. Also, you can just email me any questions that you have, and I'll be sure to get back to you here. With that, thanks for sticking with me and going through this new avenue here of reaching everybody when things are a little bit different for us. I appreciate that and me kind of fumbling around today, but I'm excited for this. This is something new. This is an opportunity. Right now we have the greatest opportunity we've had in a long time. Yes, things are different. They're going to be different, but we have an opportunity to make things better. Now's the time when in finances, the most millionaires are made. Now's the time when you have the opportunity to lose that weight, get healthy, do those things that you've always wanted to do. A lot of people are working on those extra projects that you've always wanted to do. Now's the time you've always said you didn't have enough time to spend with your kids. Now's the time to spend with your kids. Do the things that you've always wanted to do. Make that time quality time for yourself, for your family, for you. Now's the time to focus on you. So with that, thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for coming. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and look forward to hearing from you and seeing you all soon.